Hi, and welcome back to Everyone Has One with Tiffany. And I have my first special guest today, and this is Jessica.
Hi, everybody.
Yay! So, for those of you who don't know, all six of my subscribers know, but if you want to see more content from me, you can click the subscribe button, like this channel. You will get to know who this person is too. I'm going to tell you who she is right now. This is Jessica. Jessica is my sister slash best friend in the whole entire wide universe. Jessica and I were lucky enough to become friends back in the 1900s, and when we were in grammar school, grade school, and third grade. Yep, we were in third grade, and eventually we sorted through many different stages of brothers, and we just all the different brothers that we could find, and we eventually found two brothers that could take our stuff, and we
Married him.
well, I got knocked up first, but then eventually
I got
married
knocked
mine.
up second.
Yes,
Yes.
but she got married first. I got married second. So
Married while knocked up.
but I already had two kids before I got married. So, but now here we are, 20. I just celebrated my 25th wedding anniversary, and so you celebrated, yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
I did my 27th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just celebrated. You'll be in 28th this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just celebrated my 25th wedding anniversary, and she will be 28 years married, and we're still married to the same guys, our baby daddies. And yeah, and so we've been doing that, but that's not even the cool part. The really cool part is that we spent a lot of time, and I think this would be a great video actually, that just came to me. So we spent a lot of time loving each other and not loving each other, and fighting with each other and not fighting with each other, and being supportive people for each other and not being supportive people for each other for many, 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 many years. And a big part of, I think, at least in my case, why I struggled so much in my relationship with Jessica was because of my own personal trauma. And I don't know. What do you have to say, Jessica?
Well, I thought about this.
Oh, we're gonna get real here. All right, I got the tissue over here.
Yeah.
Let's get this.
Well, first of all, we're really shiny. We had facials.
We
today.
did. We're very glowy.
We're
we had
shiny.
We're fancy.
We're
we had
fancy.
facials at the beauty school today.
And I was noticing I'm shiny, and I'm like, you're shiny too.
We're not shiny. We're glowing.
We're glowing. I thought about this when you asked me to be on your podcast, and you were okay. So each one has one. Say it again.
Everyone has one.
Everyone has one.
With Tiffany.
With Tiffany. Everyone has one. Well, in my eyes, it was like everyone has one, but everyone doesn't have one, in my eyes, a Tiffany.
She's so sweet.
It's so true.
I love my Jessica so much.
So everyone does not have one of Tiffany. And I think that with our own traumas and like having to work through all them, so much trauma, both of us, that the thing that always kept us coming back to each other is that we always needed each other and supported each other even when we were up. We loved each other so much, and we were just so blessed to have each other, and really God really helped us through all that and knew that we were each other's gift to each other. And you are really my gift to me, and everyone doesn't have one. And it's so sad that everyone doesn't have one.
First of all, hang on. I've already cried several times in my YouTube channel, but it really is sad to me. Like when I think of people who don't have a Jessica in their life, like I think of people, and like especially in this day and age, a lot of people don't have a true ride or die.
Yeah.
Because that's
hard.
what it is. She's a true ride or die. Like
I don't know what I'd do without you.
I honestly don't. I don't know how I would have made it through motherhood. I don't know how I would have made it through my marriage. I don't know. I mean, even just, you know, in my relationship with God, like there are a lot of times where she's challenged me, and you know, given me the mirror and said, hey, Tiffany, like, you're on some major BS right now, you know? So I just, it's Mel. I mean, it's blank.
Yeah.
So, like, no, I don't know. I honestly don't know how people make it through life without someone like a Jessica.
Yeah.
Because life is too hard.
I know. And to piggyback off you, and that's so true. I know you've used this platform for your, sharing so tremendously about loss. I don't know how I'd would have made it through it with you for the loss that I've gone through. Like, there's no way. I don't know what I would have done in my life, losing my sister, losing the people that we've lost in our lives without you. I don't know how people make it through without that support, that other half, that person. So, yeah, I'm glad I have you as that.
I'm glad I have you.
My ride or die.
So again, we're both married, and we, our husbands, I mean, throw all their shortcomings to the side because they're human, just like we are. They are amazing men. Really honest to goodness. Like, they may drive us crazy, but that's because they're ours.
Yeah.
But they are tremendous men. They've both worked their butts off to provide for their families. They've, they do the things, and they've been very, very supportive, and they've been really great in support of our relationship with each other too. They don't, not to say that they don't get in the way, but they just understand, like, right. we came together as a package deal, right. I guess,
Not a lot of people can handle this
not a lot,
package.
exactly. This package it's a lot. So, our husbands have always been great, and it helps that they're brothers, right? Because I don't think if our husbands weren't brothers, we might not have stayed as close.
That's true.
Too.
Who wants to spend that much time?
Facts. Facts. Nobody wants to spend that much time with the other. So that's really been helpful. But I just think, like, again, I just think so much of, just like Jessica said, like, we've just been through so very much. And I know people have people for seasons, right? And I'm so thankful that I've had you for many seasons, and I can't see us not being together for many seasons to come, right?
Absolutely.
And like, but again, like, I think, like, I'm looking at, the kids that I work with and the people that I know, how many of them can't keep a friendship for, a year or 2 years. And, they'll be like, oh, this is my best friend. I've known them for 4 years. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You meet people, and there was a time where I only knew Jessica for 4 years, but these people are like in their 20s or their 30s. Like, where are not even necessarily the people you grew up with, but where are those people? Like, a good question would be, are we weird that we've been able to, like, because that's the thing, like, we didn't just get into fights and, like, push each other aside. There was always, like, this underlying, like, one day we're probably going to get back together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we knew, like, I remember in times even when we were young, I always knew if the poop hit the fan,
facts,
if I'd be calling you, whether I was beyond mad at you, never wanted to talk to you, no matter what, I'd be calling you if something happened. Right. You would be my person.
Same.
No matter what.
Same.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Or something happened to one of my babies, or something happened to one of your kiddos, there'd be no way.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
So,
and I really think that for me, it takes a lot of like introspection, but also being able to hear, like, the crappy stuff about yourself too, right? Like, when, it's hard to have those really hard conversations, but I have to say, the older we get, we're able to have them. And sometimes we have them in jest, but we're calling each other out on our crap. Yeah. And, you're like, oh, damn it. Yeah, you're right. Like, at this point, am I even going to argue with you? Because you've known me for 30 some odd years. Like, you know who I am. Just like if she were my sister, right? Like, if my sister were to be like, hey, Tiffany, you're on some BS. What am I going to tell her? No, I'm not. She's known me my whole life, right? Or her whole life. So yeah, I'm probably on some BS. And if I'm not, then I'm going to talk to her about it, right? And we're going to have that hard conversation, and there's probably going to be tears and whatever. But the fact of the matter is she's probably right, and I probably need to figure something out, because she wouldn't say it if it wasn't. I don't ever feel that she says something that's going to hurt me. I always feel like if she's, saying something like that, it's to help me and to, be supportive of me. Like, I can be really shitty. Like, I just can't. I just can't. That's the type of person I am. My parents, I love my mom, and my mom did a lot of work, especially like the last decade of her life, but she was not always a very kind woman, and she would say really mean and nasty things. And so I know I have that tendency as well. So, if somebody's going to call me on it, if anyone's going to call me on it, I'd rather it be her, because I know she's doing it from a place of love and care, and not just a place to be a jerk. And again, she has to at this point, because we're family. Right. What's she going to do? What's she going to do? Go get another friend? She can. But we're still going to be at the same family dinner, and we're going to have to look at each other anyway.
Right. And I think too, like, a lot of, when you're coming up, stuck in trauma and raised in trauma, a lot of, at least for me, my growth and the things that I've learned about myself is I'm not a whole person until I'm completely and 100% happy watching somebody flourish, being their best person, doing their best things, living their best life. And I know, like, that's what you want for me. 100%. And that's what I want for you, so, like, it's just watching you. Like, I think of you as this young mom, and like watching your journey has been, and I'm gonna cry now, one of the absolute most biggest blessings of my life. Like, I remember this 16-year-old girl who was broken, and the things that you've had to go to this beautiful woman who's gone through all this tragedy and trauma, and gotten her master's degree, and she's an amazing person and lives her life to help people, is just incredible. And I think that for me, that has been healing in my own life, to be able to have the blessing to see you accomplish all these amazing things. And I think that when you actually have so much trauma in your life that those things become a blessing in your life, that's how you know, like, you've grown as a person and you can handle anything that, comes your way and stuff. So I want you to be telling me, hey, get your crap together. I need you to see this or do this, or no, you shouldn't be saying this. Like, because to me, that's like, wow, this amazing person who has traveled these roads is checking me.
I can't with her right now.
Is checking me. And that's my blessing. Like, I know this girl knows what she's talking to, because she's done this work, and so for me, that's like, it's never hurtful. I could never see us having like time away again. Those times were when we were young and we were on our journey and we were learning. And now you're like, she's there. And so if she's telling me something, I know it's from pure love. It's from, just a place of just really wanting to see me be my best self.
Same.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, I love how you said that, like true happiness for me is being happy for someone else. Because I think a lot of times, especially with the day and age that we live in, like, we look at, we're easily influenced, right? We're always being influenced some way, and we're always trying to see, like, what more can I get? Right. Where, what will make me a better person, right? Me. But that is a place of happiness where you're good.
Sorry, friends.
Where you can honestly look at someone and be like, wow, like, you made it, and I'm really honestly happy for you. Right. She's over here blowing me up, but I have to tell you, she was a young mom. Her and my brother-in-law bought a house when they were like 20 years old, and they're on like their 5th or 6th house, and not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. They've just continued to, And they've continued
She's
to
got
upgrade.
high-tech equipment in here, and I'm not used to that.
They've continued to upgrade. They've, you know, she's now a grandmother, you know, so she's out there, you know, paving the road for me to help me so that when I become a grandmother, I know some of the ins and outs. She's, you know, she's got two beautiful children and a very large dog. And they've but they've also given up, you know, Jessica and Jason, and Jessica, you know, she's done all of this work with people and kids, and kind of like the least of these, right? Like anytime she's been in like a ministry or even away from church per se, but something else that she's done, it's almost always with the least of these, always with those who are like down on their luck or don't have enough, or you know, unhomed, or whatever. And I mean, you want to talk about somebody who will literally give you the shirt off their back. It's Jessica. I mean, every time.
Anyway,
And every time she has. She has. I mean, she has. So I mean, every time. And she really goes above and beyond, like in that realm of like, okay, not only do I want, you know, not only am I going to give you a fish, I'm going to teach you how to fish, right? So not only are you going to have some place to stay, but I'm going to set you up with something that's going to help you further down the road. So it's not just an instant band-aid fix. And she's really built a network too with other people, which is huge, right? I don't like talking to people, but I can almost always be like, hey, Jess, do you know anything
You're
about
really
anything?
good at talking to people.
I might be, but I don't like it. But do you know anything about anything for me to do something for someone? And she's like, oh, did you try this place? Did you? Because she's really great at like that networking piece that a lot of people lose, because she's really, really easy to talk to. She's really, really kind. And just, you can tell the love that she has for others, just like radiating off of her. And that wasn't always the case. I love you, but that wasn't always the case. When we were younger, I mean, the first time I met her, she was coming to my house to beat me up.
What that was with the crew. I was
she was with the crew with cat eye makeup on. I'm just minding my own business like a little dork, throwing a purse in the air in my front yard, and her and a bunch of other big girls were coming to beat me up.
Hey, I was just hanging out with that.
She was easily influenced back then. But from there, like, you know, she's not the same. Even now, like, we try to gossip. But it's really hard. It's hard to gossip now because we're like, oh, what? I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to say that about them. You know, bless their hearts. Not really though, but you know, it's just we're so different now than we were when we were younger. We would get ourselves into all kinds of trouble back then.
But anyway, enough of your niceness.
I love you.
Moving on. I don't take that very well.
Neither do I. I'm over here like I'm still like my nose is running from her kindness. But yeah, so friendship overall, you know, it's not easy.
It's not.
It really isn't. I think a lot of people expect friendship to be easy, but just like any other relationship, it's just that. It's a relationship and you have to put the time in.
Very true.
And the effort in. And I know, like, you know, this is how I know she's my ride or die, because since my mom has passed, I can't. I've said it 100 times. I can't. I don't, like, it's really hard for me. You know, she was one of the first people to be like, you know, your mom's your best friend. I was like, you're my best friend. What are you talking about? I'm so offended, you know. I didn't realize how close my mom and I really were until she wasn't there. Because I didn't have to know, because she was always there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so losing her has been like a huge, you know, well, I've talked about it so many times, I don't think I need to explain it, but it's a huge loss for me. And, you know, to be my friend right now is probably hard, I would think, just because I'm not myself. And I'm finally feeling like I'm getting kind of back to that. But it's been a year. It's been a year, and it's been really hard to like kind of find my footing again. And that's how you know she's a ride or die, because she's been waiting, and she's been supportive, and she's still been loving, and she hasn't said, hey, Tiffany, get your head out of your ass. Your mom's gone and it's going to be okay. And I'm just going to hug you through it. She's like, all right, when you're ready. When, like, I know it's hard because she lost people very close and very important to her too. So I think she knows it, but it's still not easy. I remember when she lost her sister. I mean, I've known her sister since her sister was a baby. It wasn't, it wasn't my sister, but my heart was still broken, and I couldn't imagine being her and having that empty spot.
Oh gosh, I want to mess up all of everything, all of the production. I think what's just been so hard is just watching you and not knowing what to do. Like, it's not been hard. I know that this is like, I know this is your time that you just need to be, which is weird for us.
It is.
And I know you just need to be. So I've learned, like, she's going to come and you're just going to leave it at that. But I think what's been so hard for me is, like, my heart is so broken for you, and it's just so hard, and I'm always just praying. Like, I pray for you every single day because I know what it feels like, and it's just like nothing. And I don't know. I know what it feels like, and I don't.
Right. No, I get it, because it's different, but it's the same.
Right.
Right. Because every loss is different, but the same.
Yeah.
But one loss, unfortunately, that we have in common is the loss of our mother-in-law.
Yeah. And it kills me too that it's like you had that, and then out of the blue, you get socked again. It's just so horrifying.
It was. So, it really. That's actually probably the best word, is horrifying. Not even shocking. Like, think of a horror film, like your worst fear, and I hate to even say it, but I remember when my mother-in-law died, and I came home that night, and my mom was sitting on her chair, and I saw her, and I just ran up to her, and I laid on her. I was like, Mom, you can't go. Like, I can't do this again. Like, I can't lose another mom. And, within a few weeks, she was gone too. And, yeah, it was hard. It was really hard. But, even just, our mother-in-law went in for a simple freaking surgery that she did really well in, but didn't wake up from it. And, the shock of that, and just the upheaval from all of that, was a lot. Was a lot. And we were very close with our mother-in-law. She had just, a few months before moved in with Jessica, but was living, within a mile or two from her for a few years. And just, we were very fortunate because our mother-in-law was pretty cool, and we could cut up with her, and, we spent a lot of time with her just hanging out. And, not everyone can do that. And we were really fortunate that we were able to do that with our mother and our father-in-law. So we were really fortunate like that. We banked out, because not a lot of people get good in-laws like we did. That's for sure. It is for sure. So, I'm crying.
I'm dying in the inside.
But I want to, because I don't want this to go too long, but I would love to have Jessica on again, and we could talk about maybe something a little more lighthearted.
For sure. But thanks for letting me meet your people.
Sure. All 6 of them, maybe 7, maybe somebody else will subscribe. Yay. I'd like to get 10 by the end of February. 10 subscribers, so awesome. That's it. But hopefully Jessica will come back, or we'll head over to her house and film with Augie or something. Augie's her dog. Goodness. And we can do something again. But I guess that's it for us today. Yeah, thank you so much, Jess. Thanks for watching. Please, us
be sad and
but please subscribe. And I lost my little clicker. That's what I'm looking for. Please subscribe, like this video, and share it if you think it would be helpful for someone else. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.